Alright, we're doing section 4.1 and we're setting up equations, and we're gonna, it's gonna be kind of a continuation of what you've been doing when you've been doing your, picking your variables and setting up your little expressions. And so, we'll read this beginning part and then we'll start. Because equations provide a way to find unknown values, a major part of applying algebra to everyday life is setting up equations. This requires representing the unknown algebraically and finding a relationship that can be used to create an equation. If all we did the whole time was just solve equations, but they didn't really pertain to anything outside of this textbook, it would be useless to us. So we actually need to find ways to use this in our everyday life so that you don't go around and say, when am I ever going to use this? So you can really find ways to use it. And so I'm going to put my hand over that so we can do this one together. We're going to do the first one, and it says the sum of 3 consecutive multiples of 4 is 48. And so, first of all, I'm going to just review some terms. What does the word sum mean?
Addition, like what the answer is when you add.
Right. And what about when we see the word is in a sentence? What math symbol do we?
Multiply? No. Equal.
Yes.
Where did I get
Equals.
multiply?
And so those are important for what we just read here. And we also have 3 consecutive multiples of 4. When we have a consecutive number, we have x,
Oh, yeah.
and then x plus 1 and x plus 2. But this time we have multiples of 4.
So x plus 4 plus 1 and 4 plus 2 and 5 plus 3.
If I had a multiple of 4, that would be 4x. Does that make sense? What would be the next multiple of 4?
4x squared?
So if 4 is a multiple of 4, right? Because that's the same as, when's the next one?
8.
Which is 4 plus this one, right? So the next one's 4 plus 4, which is 8, right? The next one is 8 plus 4, right? Okay. So if 4x is the first one, when's the next one?
8. 4 plus 8, right?
Well, but 4x was the first one.
Oh, so the next one is 8x?
No. The next one would be
6.
that plus 4.
Oh.
So if I was at 16, the next one is 16 plus 4, right?
So then that one is 4 plus 4.
It's 4x
X
plus 4. When's the next one?
8x plus 4.
We're going to stick with the 4x.
Wait, don't you add?
And so when I was
4.
here, this was my first one, and I added 4 to it. And the next one I added 4 more to it, which was like adding 8. So the next one would be 4x plus 8.
Okay. And then the next
Now,
one, 4x plus
we could do that with all multiples. If I did multiples of 3, I'd be 3x and 3x plus 3, and then 3x plus 6. But if I just took my x and my x plus 1 and my x plus 2, and I multiplied it by the multiple that I was looking for, it would be the same thing. Okay? So, for the multiples of 4, how am I going to write those?
Oh, you just did it with it on the outside.
So I'm going to go 4x, and then 4 times
X plus 4. Right? Or 1?
1,
Yeah.
and then 4x
X
plus
2.
2. What did it say we were going to do to those consecutive ones? The problem said the sum of 3 consecutive multiples of 4 is 48. What am I going to do? This is the first multiple, and the second multiple, and the third multiple. What am I going to do to those?
Add them up.
Add them up. That's right. And the word is means
Equals.
48. So I now have my equation. I don't know that it asks me to solve it. It just says to set up the equations, label the unknowns using words. And so for this one, we would have used, this is my first
Oh, look at
multiple.
how they did it. First multiple, second multiple.
Yes.
They don't even put the...
And they do it a little bit simpler than we just did it also. They said if I start with x, then I say x plus 4 and x plus 8. And I'm going to have to disagree with them. Because if x is 2, then this would be 6. And this would be 10. These aren't multiples of 4 at all. So these are not multiples of 4.
So
These are multiples of 4.
how would I do that? Because in the grade book, the answer would be different.
Exactly. I don't know. You're going to have to do it my way. But we'll just have to, if yours answers are different, then have me check it. Put stars on it and have me check it. Okay. And I don't, that sounded crazy when I say my way, because my way isn't necessarily like I'm a queen or something. It's that this isn't a multiple of 4.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
Okay.
sense to me why they would do that.
All right. So then the next one says, after the equation is created, replace the labels with algebraic, here's the labels that they did, with algebraic expressions. Because each algebraic expression uses the same variable, it can be difficult to distinguish between them in the equation. To prevent confusion, place parentheses around each algebraic expression, and that's what they did, and that's what we did also. We put parentheses around first, second, and third. And so, because when you're solving it, if you're to solve it, you need to find, that's what they're going to have us do next. And ours is going to have different answers than theirs. Because we're doing this slightly different. Because we have that 4 in front. So we want 4 consecutive numbers. And so we'll have whatever we get for x, we're going to multiply by 4, and then multiply by 4 and add 1. Or add 1 and multiply by 4, and add 2 and multiply by 4.
Right.
Okay? So if we're going to solve this, we're going to have to do the distributive property. This is 4x. And then this will be,
For 5x. I think 4x plus. Wait. 4x plus 4.
good. And this will become,
4x plus 8.
all right. And then I have a 4x and a 4x and a 4x for a total of how much?
12x.
12.
Whoa.
I must have touched it. 12x plus, now we have a 4 and an 8.
12
Uh-huh.
equals 48.
Okay. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to move this to the next. So we have room. Okay, what am I going to do next?
Minus 12 minus 12. 26. No, it's not 26. 36.
I'm going to divide by 12. And x is going to be
3.
3. Now, that's not a multiple of 4.
No.
But that's okay, because if we look back here, our multiple of 4 was multiplied by 4. So what would be my first multiple of 4?
4. Or 1, right?
What is, this is going to become a 3, right? 3 times 4 is
12.
12, okay? So my first multiple of 4 is 12. And then we could just, wait. What did I do?
You plus this.
Ah, right, it's 12. And then, if we go back here, on my next one, I'm going to plug the 3 in there. And 3 plus 1 is?
13. Oh, sorry, I was thinking 12. Okay, never
Right,
mind.
right.
Okay, 3 plus 1 is 4, and then 16.
16. So then we have a 16 here. And that is the next one. If we're counting by 4s, it goes 12, 16, and if we want to just keep adding 4 to it.
Yeah, it'd be easier than just going back and doing
Right.
all that.
So what would be the next one?
20.
20. And if we
24.
look at what they did, they got 12, 16, and 20.
Oh, yeah, and then you add it together. Is that how you check yourself for 48?
Yeah. Yeah. So so it looks like they're going to get the same answers as us. They just
But
did it
ours
different.
is just easier because, like, look at all the work that they had to do for that.
Well, ours is just about the same work. They had ours is actually maybe a little longer because we had those big, huge multiples of 4 right there. But it didn't.
it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
Good. All right, so let's do the next one. This time, it's not one of the multiples of 4, so we're going to go like this. Teresa is 4 years less than twice her daughter's Ashley's age. The difference of their ages is 26. So we're just going to do that first sentence. That's like what we had before. So we're going to go Teresa.
And Ashley will be x. And then x minus 4 times 2.
Okay, so she's going to be x. Ashley's going to be x. And then you're saying that Teresa is 4 years less than twice her mother's age. So how would we do that?
X minus 4 times 2.
Which part? Where's the 2 at? Like this? Or,
No.
oops. Where's the 2?
Going to be after the 4.
After the 4?
No, that's not right either.
Okay.
In front of the 2? No, that's not right either.
So what is this telling us we're doing? Are we subtracting 4 from what?
From the 2.
From the
twice.
From the twice what?
H. So 2x.
2x minus 4. There we go. Okay, so there we go. And then it says the difference. What does the word difference mean?
Subtract. No, yeah.
Yes, it means subtract. That's exactly right. So the difference means subtract. And so what are we going to do to these 2 ages?
Subtract them.
Now, because we're subtracting, do we subtract Teresa's? Do we put Teresa's first and then Ashley's, or Ashley's first then Teresa's?
Ashley, then Teresa.
Because?
Because we don't know Ash. Well,
Do we know which one's older?
No. Well, wait, yeah, we do. Teresa is... He says 4 years less than twice her... Yeah, Teresa's older because it's her mom.
Teresa is 4 years less than her mom.
Then twice her daughter Ashley's age.
Oh, so Teresa's older. Okay, so we do Teresa first.
Uh-huh.
So we say 2x minus 4, and I'm going to put that in parentheses, minus x, because we want that whole thing, okay? And it says that difference is, how much?
26.
26. Now we have our equation, okay? This is the most tricky of it, is to find the equation. After that, the solving equation isn't usually as hard. And so when we have this subtract, we would distribute it if there was a bunch of things, but since there's not, we'll just go 2x minus 4 minus x equals 26. And then we do what?
3x, because when it's a...
Okay, so these become 3x minus 4 equals 26.
Minus 4.
Whoops. Minus, what in the world happened? Add 4 in this.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Okay. 3x equals,
22.
careful.
4 plus 2 is... Duh, we're adding.
Yes.
30.
Very good.
And then x equals 10.
Yes. So who's x again?
Ashley is 10.
Okay, Ashley is 10 years old. And so the goal isn't to find x, even though that's going to get us to the goal. But our final destination now is not to say x equals 10 and we're done. We have to find out how old Ashley is. And so we go back up here, and if x is Ashley, then Ashley is 10 years old. I'll put next to 10 here. So Ashley's 10. How old is Teresa?
Definitely not 26.
No.
Is 2x, 2 times. So, I have absolutely no idea.
We did something up here wrong. 2x minus x is not 3x. 2x minus x isn't 3x. It's how many x? It's just plain x. So we need to fix that. And it was just x. So then,
That
when
changes
that was
the
right there, was just plain x. And so x is 30. Ashley is 30, not 10. Because this is what I did. I came up here and I put the 10 in here. And I said, 20 minus 4 is 16.
Yeah, that's
that
what
would mean she was 16 years old and her daughter's 10. I mean, she would have
Yeah.
had her when she was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And that did not make sense. And that is really a valuable skill to do, is to put your number in there and go, wait a second here. It would make sense if Ashley was 10, but it could not mean that her mother was 16, because she would have to be like 4 years old when she had her. So then I knew we did something wrong. So I started and I said, what did we do wrong? So I went back up here. And so if x is 30, Ashley's 30. Oops. Ashley's, come on. 30.
So that means her mother is 56.
Yes, and her mother is, yes, 56.
Make a little bit more.
Yeah, and then do they both, the trick was that they were going to subtract to be 50, to be 26. So 56 minus 30 does make the 26 that it's supposed to. Okay. And she could have had it when she was 26 easily.
Yeah.
That would have been a logical thing. Okay. All right. All right, so let's do,
These really aren't that bad. It's
they're
just
not,
like
they're
the other
shooting. You
ones.
know what, they're actually helping you a lot. Let's do one of these for you. All right. So number 1 says the product of two consecutive integers is 240. It says to do not simplify or solve these equations. You're just going to set them up. Okay, so it's telling you, it even tells you that the first integer is x and the second integer is x plus 1. And wait, what are these? Use the steps A, B, and C to set up your equation. Did they do the first one for you? The first one is done for you. Okay, that's right. Okay. So the first one's done for you. So if x is the first one, x plus 1, and product means to multiply. Okay, so you're going to multiply them together. So you got to multiply, and there's your equation.
Yeah,
Okay,
that makes sense.
All right. Stephen, I'm going to just write Stephen's name. Stephen planted 7 fewer acres of corn than Russell. Just one second. Together they planted a total of 73 acres. It tells you Russell is X. So that's nice of them. So if Russell's X, and it says that Stephen planted 7 fewer acres of corn than Russell.
Oh, so 7 minus 73. 73 minus 7.
Let's just do this part right here. And we're worried about that part in a minute. Stephen planted 7 fewer acres.
X minus 7.
Yes.
Not 73 minus 7.
And it says together, Russell and Stephen planted 73. So when it says together they planted, is that add, subtract, multiply, or divide?
Add.
Add. So what am I going to do to get my equation?
You're gonna... I'm going to think about it first, and then I'm going to... X is going to be 73, right?
Well, together, Russell, this is how much Stephen planted, and this is how much Russell planted, and together they planted 73.
Right, so you're going to put it into an add.
We're going to put an add. What are we going to put on this side?
X minus 7.
Yes. And I'm going to just put it in parentheses because it'll just help us to see it better. What are we going to put over here?
X.
X. And then what am I going to put after that?
Equals 73.
Yes. And for these ones, you don't have to solve. You just be done. Okay? All right. So I'm going to let you... How do we do... Wait, let's just... Before we do 4, consecutive even numbers. If the first one is X, what's the next even number?
X plus 2.
Yes. Okay? As long as you get an even number to start as your answer. So then... Oh, and then it's 3 of them, it says. Consecutive 3 of them. What's the next one?
X plus 4.
Yes. As long as X is even.
And that's
If X is odd, then we're going to go odd numbers. But all right. Then the sum of the first and last 3 consecutive
Wait,
integers.
that's a different one.
Yes. So, oh yeah. So what if we had the sum? What do we do with the sum of all these? It says is 120.
Eight, 9x, is that what it would be? Or maybe x plus 2 is 2x and x plus 4 is 4x, right?
What does it mean to have the sum?
Oh, plus 120.
So we're gonna take the first one, which is x, and what are we gonna do to it?
Add 120.
The sum of it is 120.
Oh.
So after we add them all up, they equal 120.
So then plus x plus 2.
Uh-huh.
Plus x plus 4.
Plus, I'm going to put a parenthesis so
And
we can
then
kind of see.
equals 120.
Yes. I don't know if I can fit it in there. I'll try. Really teeny equals x plus 20. All right? And it doesn't ask you to solve it right now. Okay? Now, the sum of the first and last of the three consecutive integers is 64. So what are three consecutive integers? If we start with x,
X, and then x plus 1, and then x plus 2.
yes. But are we going to use all of them?
No, don't. Only the first and last.
Only the first one and the
Last.
one. It says that the sum is 64. So what am I going to write?
X plus 2 equals 64.
I'm going to put a parentheses, just easier to see. 64. Okay? We've done the first 4 of your homework. So I encourage you, when we start to get to that section, turn this off, do them and see if you can remember how we did them, and then check them. I'd like to do some of these too, because these are, this is a hard section. Okay? Even though you're seeing, I'm glad you're thinking it's easy right now. That's great. Sonia is, now it says use the 6 steps to set up your own, and solve this time. So we're solving this time. They're talking about these 6 steps, but we didn't talk about each step. We were just doing it without saying the steps. But if you want to look back on them, you can. I think that's still what we've been doing. Sonia is 22 years younger than her mother. The average of their ages is 16. So we have Sonia. Terrible handwriting. And Mom.
That's fine.
Okay. So, and it tells us that Mom is X. So what is Sonia?
X minus 22.
Yes. And it says that the average of their ages is 16. How do you find an average?
Oh man, I'll remember. Divide by x1 plus add x1 plus
If you had a set of 5 numbers and you're asked to find their averages, what would you do to those 5 numbers?
you divide by the number of how many there were.
What do you divide by that number?
How many, like if there is a set of 5 numbers, you divide by 5 to each one of them.
But like if it was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, what would you do to those numbers?
You'd add them, then divide
Add them and then divide them. So if we have x and x minus 22, what are we going to do to those 2 numbers?
You're going to add them
Okay.
and then divide them by whatever number comes
And
out.
how many are there?
3.
How many people are there?
2.
2. So this is really, this doesn't look like it, but this is one number.
Right.
Okay, and there's 2 numbers. So we're going to divide it by
2.
2, and it's going to equal how much?
64.
16.
Or 6, yeah, sorry, I was looking up
That's
here.
okay. That's okay. And I don't have enough room, so I'm going to take this to the another slide, if we want to call it that. All right, so how do I solve this?
Okay, you're going to do... You're going to combine the 2 x's on this side.
Okay, so I'll have 2x
Minus 22 equals 6.
over 2 equals 16. There's a couple things you can do. You get to choose what you want to do.
We're going to make that x minus 11
Yes, very good. We're going to make that x minus 11
equals 16.
equals 16. And we did that because we divided this by 2 and this by 2. There was also, you could have moved that 2 by multiplying this over here also and made that 32 instead, but this works. What did you say we're going to do next?
And then we're going to plus 11, add 11. It's going to be 27. X equals 27.
Okay, who's 27 years old?
Mom.
Mom is 27. And so how much is Sonia?
27 minus 16, right?
27 minus...
Oh, 27 minus 12. Oh, she's little. She's only 5.
Yes, she's 5. So Mom is, we said 22.
27.
Yeah, 7.
7.
And we should say years probably. And Sonia,
Is 5.
Sonya, is 5. And is that possible? She could have had her at...
22.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of young, but yeah, it's possible.
Okay. Let's do number 6. Rebecca. The length of Rebecca's garden is 7 feet less than twice its width. The perimeter is 56. What is the width and length? So what are my 2 labels? Last time we had Sonia and Mom. This is going to be
Length and width.
length and width.
And length is 7, and width is W.
And it tells us that they want us to do the width of W.
And the
So what does that make
length
the
is
length?
7.
Is it 7?
W minus 7.
W minus 7? Where do we get that twice in there up front?
Wait. The length is 7 feet less than twice. Oh, 2W minus
Yes,
7.
2W minus 7. And so, what do we do with those?
You add them.
How do we find the perimeter if we had...
Oh, yeah, you'd multiply.
That's for area. I'm going to have a width here,
Oh,
and a width here, and a length here, and a length here. We're going to add a width and a width, and a length and a length, and that is how you get print, because we're going to go add this one plus this one plus this one. So we're going to have 2 W's and 2 lengths. Does that make sense? So how are we going to do this with our W's and...
Times 2? I have no idea. Oh, 2W plus 2W.
2.
Yeah, 2. Right. Yeah, I was just about to
Okay.
say that.
Equals how much?
Where is it? 136 feet?
Yes. Do you understand what that...
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have to solve this. We look like we might have enough room if I
So
write
then
small.
4W.
Yes, we're going to do 4W, bring that 2W, and 2W minus
Wait, wouldn't we make that 4W?
4W. Okay,
14.
14. Now what?
Now we're going to add those.
Okay, and that'll be
6W minus 14 equals 136. And then you're going to add 14 to 136, which will then equal 250, I think? No, it's not. No. 250. Wow, that was very bright. 150.
yes.
250.
Is it okay?
And then divide by 6. No, that is...
Divide by 6.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I just...
So let's see what that is. I will. And feel free to use your calculator. W equals 25. Now, remember, our goal isn't just to find W now. It's to actually find the width. Our width was 25, and how did the length and the width relate?
We multiply.
By
2.
2, and then subtract 7. So what is 25 times 2?
50
Minus 7.
is 43.
Yes. So that meant the length.
Or what do you mean?
I think we just did the width.
Oh, we just did the width.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. And we're going to do the length. You said is
42.
43. And we do need, since this is a word problem, 43
It's not.
feet.
But it's not right.
It's not. Why not?
Because shouldn't it be 7? No, it is right. My bad.
And then wait a second. Do these two add up to be 150 to 136?
No.
Oh, because the perimeter. So we have to double that one and double that one.
right.
So that'd be 50.
Right.
That would be 50. If I doubled the width, that would be 50. And I doubled this would be
87.
86.
6. My bad.
And that will be 136.
There we go.
Yeah, good idea to check. To check. Good job. Okay. All right.
All right.
Do you want to try this one on your own, or do you want me to do it with you?
Try it on my own.
You do,
Because if
okay.
not, I'll just do it.
Good. All right, so we're done. This is a long video. Almost a half an hour long.
Oh, my word.
But we're done.